what's going on there, YouTube? This is Airfare Gaming here with another deck profile, and today we are with
Isaiah.
And what were you playing?
Pure Eldlich.
And then I believe those last two locals, so last Wednesday and last Sunday, what places did you get?
Third both times.
Okay. And last Wednesday was actually a win match, so you did get Field Center.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and break down into the deck profile.
So starting off with the Eldlich engine, 2 Eldlich, and then I only play 2 Cursed. I've been bricking on the third copy like way too many times, so at one point I was playing 1, but I feel like 2's a bit better at the moment. And then I also play the 1 White Destiny. This has come up a lot of times, just an extra copy of Sanguine, or sometimes you have it in hand, you can chain this to stop DD Crows and call buys and stuff. And then, as standard, 3 copies of Sanguine. It's Eldlich out and everything. And then 3 Conch. The standard ratio for the moment. And then like 2 Wakero. And actually, I've been testing out 1 Guardian. This has come up a couple times. And sometimes it could just be better. If you need both Wakeros in deck, I can send this off of Eldland or other stuff if I really don't need this during that matchup. And sometimes this does out stuff like Dragoon every now and then, which is really nice. And then 3 copies of the Lord of the Heavenly Prison. This helps protect the spell traps, Lightning Storm, Harpy Feather Duster, you really don't want that. And I have been main decking Ghost Spell for a while. I haven't been using as much like a hand trap, more or less. I've been using it like protect stuff like the Lichen Graveyard. It's after testing it for a little bit, I am very confident that I really recommend this actually. It's been
when you remember it's in hand.
Oh yeah. Still gotta remember it's in hand. It's still new introduction a little bit. And then 3 Extrav. I would like to mention, if I could play Prosperity, I'd still play Extrav in Pure at least, just because the 2 unknown draws can be a lot better than the 1 that you do search a lot of the time. At least for my opinion. And then instead of Solemn Strike, I'm actually playing 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. This is a lot better for going second and stuff. I don't use as much like a hand trap again like Ghost Spell. I do use this to out boards and stuff going second. I have stopped like Barones and stuff, forced out negates. Really helpful, and the spell trap negate actually comes with a lot more than you'd think. 3 copies of Torrential Tribute, very good interruption piece, stuff like that.
Well, you can trigger it on
you can trigger it on your own Eldlich. You can trigger it with the Golden Lands. And it's really good with Eldlich as well, because if you trigger it, then Eldlich doesn't get blown up because of its own effect to protect itself. And then 3 D-Barrier, it's really good in the main right now. The only matchup it's not good against is like Therion sometimes, just because they have like other stuff they can do, and then Floowandereeze just because they don't have anything to make anyway. And then Triple Rivalry. This is really good right now to stop like the Brave Engine, which really, really hurts this deck. And then stuff like Branded a little bit. It slows them down more or less and stops them entirely, but it's still really good for that matchup. It's a lot better than TCB at least. And then 3 Skill Drain. Contrary to belief, I have actually not been seeing this that much, but it's still very, very good. And then 3 TC Boo. Still a very good trap card if you know how to use it properly, because you can lock yourself out of the Golden Lands if you're not careful. And then that wraps it up for the main deck, for the most part. And then for the extra deck, starting off with the Xyz package, I am running 3 copies of Gustav. Still a very good card. I'd still run multiple copies even with the Prosperity again. It's just really good for the bird damage, all that stuff. Really helps. And there are certain scenarios with the Lord and Heavenly Prison in hand where you can actually make this out turn 1 if you're going in like the 3rd round, need burn damage. So it does come up for that, but not very often. But then I do play 2 Lieb. It doesn't come up as much as Gustav does, but it's still really helpful, and the ability to whack over just about every monster your opponent has is really helpful for adding boards and stuff. And then I do play the 1 Pleiades. It doesn't come up that much, but it is important when it does come up. Just important to remember that you have it. And then 1 Zeus. Still very good, but a lot of times I do get to make this my opponent's scoops before it gets to even activate, so that is one thing. And 2 Link Spider. This is really, really helpful for getting the Golden Lands in the graveyard. More engine as well, and just really good to have. And then for more links, Link 2s, I play 1 Light, 2 Dark. You're not stealing DPE as much anymore or anything like Vertes to climb, but it's still helpful every now and then. It just doesn't come up as much anymore. This could be a flex spot in all honesty. And same thing with the Nightmares. 1 Phoenix, 1 Cerberus, 1 Unicorn. There's no IP to do anything for the Unicorn, but still really good out the niche stuff that you do run into, Prohibition and stuff like that. And then into the side deck. 3 Lava Golem. I was playing a Kaiju package for a while, but at least now in this format, it's a bit too fast. Combat deck's a bit too fast, and a bit too many monsters to stop with just the Kaijus themselves. So Lava Golem's still important. Even though if you do run into people that play around the Lava Golem, you can still stop them anyways, so it's just really good to have. And then 2 Raigekis as well, because a lot of the time just having Lava Golem isn't always enough to draw consistently. So just having the Raigeki is really helpful. And then as you saw, I got 3 Twin Twisters. Discarding your own stuff to pop stuff. This is also really good in the Flunder matchup. Going into standby, pop the trap card they have to stop them from Rise of looping you and all that stuff. It's just really good spell trap removal. It's also really good in the mirror match as well. I am playing 1 Zombie World in the metaverse for it. I could be playing the Banshee, but sometimes you have to forfeit Sanguine to Sanguine activation just to get it out, and I don't play Black Awakening, so it's not as common to do that, but it's still pretty good. It's at least a little bit more consistent than I believe Token Collector would be for the matchups that this is good against, but still both pretty good. 2 Anti-Spell. I was thinking about running 3 for a bit, but I do open it the times I do need it, and the times I don't need it, I don't open it, but still really helpful. It's actually it's a lot stronger actually than some other stuff against the Flunder matchup, because you think Lancia is really good against it, but Anti-Spell's a lot better. And then 3 Judgment. I almost always side this in, just because it's really helpful to have against the Lightning Storms, evenly matched, just really good to stop stuff, and don't really feel like I need to be main decking it, but still really.
So, in conclusion, what do you say is your hardest matchups?
I'd say anything using the Brave engine is going to have a really tough time if you can't get Rivalry or anything to stop them. Especially Plunder Patrol is a lot worse with the Brave engine because of the ships they have. Lists, you wouldn't think is that bad because, like, oh, I don't have the new monster, but then they can negate Lich being summoned, stuff like that, and it's harder to force out than some other negates can. And Mulwork is a real pain to deal with as well because it's an on-field banish instead of in graveyard, so a lot harder to play around. So sometimes maybe conking your own Lich to stop it from being banished, but that wastes resources. And then the Brawn can be pretty hard to deal with. And then Sword Soul and Flunderies. Sword Soul because of Blackout being able to stop your stuff. The Yazi, Boxy shuffle their stuff back. It's really a pain to deal with. And then Flunderies especially is probably, I think, the worst out of these 3. Just because Ryza, the Apex Avion, even just like the wind barrier is just really tough to deal with, and their consistency with the engine to be able to recur just about every turn makes it really hard to play in the crying game sometimes.
Is there anything that you were thinking about testing or changing about your deck?
I was thinking about running token collectors over the zombie worlds on the side, but not sure what would be more consistent at the moment. It's just trying to find what would be more consistent against these matchups. I think Droll and Lockbird's another good choice. I can get a hold of that, maybe, but against Flundery specifically, if they have the Dimension Shifter, it's just a pain to use sometimes, but it is still pretty good to stop them, but it's just trying to find what's more consistent, honestly.
All right, guys, we're all wrapped up here with the deck profile. Make sure you like and subscribe for further deck profiles. I know we have a couple more coming up, like another updated Plunder Patrol, and I know Isaiah here is testing out sous chefs.
Oh boy, yeah, that's going to be fun if anyone wants to see that.
And then I know myself, I'm having another deck testing to see if it's valid during this format that I used to play a lot. Now that PP is limited, we will probably be looking at that coming soon.
Yeah.
So again, thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.